to the first episode of the Mark and Mir Show. I'm Jameer Wilson.
And I'm Mark Davis.
Yeah, we coming to you live from Salisbury. What's happening?
RG3 is out of Washington now, and he is officially a free agent, looking for a new team to quarterback for.
It was a rise and fall for RG3. He had the height of his career, his rookie season, winning Rookie of the Year, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And ever since that season, he tore his ACL in the playoff game against the Seahawks, and it's been a downward spiral ever since.
A lot of people can't be Adrian Peterson. People have different recovery time for certain injuries. So, with that being said, I feel like RG3 will still find success in the league still. His career isn't dead, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like whatever team does pick him up, it'll be a plus for them.
Right. I'm grateful for RG3's, impact that he made. Even though it was one great season, gave a lot of great memories. We went on a 6-game winning streak, I believe, to end the season. So, I'll forever remember that. So I'm going to be rooting for him. I believe that he can play again.
Yeah, the kid can play. He's an athlete. He's a weapon, The team can use him. They can create plays around that guy. Everybody likes the mobile quarterback scene. You can do a lot with a mobile quarterback. You can run and throw the football. So teams like the Houston Texans, are interested. I know Chip Kelly said he might be interested. I don't know.
The Rams definitely need a quarterback. Yeah. I'd like to see him in LA. I think that would be a great story.
Honestly.
RG3 in LA, first year back. You know what I'm saying? What more publicity could you want, basically? So.
They have the offensive pieces to put it together, why not put it behind a quarterback such as Robert Griffin III?
Rams fans, would you rather have Case Keenum or Robert Griffin III? Let's be honest here.
No question.
I'm going to go with RG3. So, that's all right. What's happening? The Eagles are cleaning house. They traded Kiko Alonso, Byron Maxwell, and DeMarco Murray. All today. It looks like they're getting rid of all of Chip Kelly's guys.
I don't know if that's a political thing or not, but they're cleaning house. They're getting rid of everybody that Chip brought over. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that's saying something to Chip or saying something to the organization as a program. DeMarco Murray is a feature back. I feel like with any team, you got a line behind that guy. He can play. He played well for the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys have one of the best lines in the NFL, yes, but don't take away from DeMarco Murray like he can't run the football. Kiko Alonso, a great linebacker. You know what I'm saying? He can play. He can see the field. Now Byron Maxwell, I don't think he's one of the top corners. Even when he was with the Seahawks, he wasn't really that big LOB factor. I don't think. I didn't think he was like one of the big names.
But they paid him like he was a big corner.
Definitely, they did do that.
They opened up the bank for him.
Definitely, and I just Rich. When I was thinking of LOB, I was thinking only Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Byron Maxwell. I feel like was there. Byron Maxwell being traded over to the Dolphins. The Dolphins. Brent Grimes is gone.
Yeah. Just let him go.
Where are they gonna go, cornerback wise, DB wise? You know what I'm saying?
They have some holes there.
I don't.
But we're gonna get on the Dolphins later. We're gonna talk about them a little bit later in the next segment. So what's happening? The Warriors get destroyed by the Lakers.
The LA Lakers.
The biggest upset of the season, hands down.
I don't know where that makes sense.
Steph Curry struggled from the 3-point line, which is very uncharacteristic of him. And, D'Angelo Russell and Jordan Clarkson, they balled out. They put the team on their backs. And they got the biggest win of the year for Lakers fans. I'm sure Lakers fans are, that was their finals because they're not going.
They aren't at all.
Wow.
I got bronchitis.
How do the Warriors do in the playoffs? They can clearly lose on any given, whatever. I was about to say Sunday, but I fucked up.
Well, the Warriors show that they are vulnerable at some point. If they can't hit shots, they can't win. And they look like a team that just jacks shots. When the shots aren't going in, which usually don't happen. So I chalk it up to a bad shooting night. Maybe they underestimated the Lakers, looked past them. The pressure is setting in, trying to break that record. So
I mean, they're expecting a show. Everybody's expecting a show from the Warriors, and they're expecting them to beat everyone.
mm-hmm.
So I feel as though if they don't get complacent and they just play basketball, you know what I'm saying, and they shoot well like they're supposed to. I mean, that's all they do is shoot. That's all they practice shooting. Steph shoots, Clay shoots, everybody shoots on that team. So I mean, if they just play basketball, man, they'll be fine. I feel like they will definitely get to the finals. Now, win the finals, I don't know, because I mean, anything goes.
I'm gonna say they win the finals. I don't see a team beating them 4 times out of 7 possible games, but we'll see.
Yeah, the only team I think that can really stand up against them, honestly, maybe the Cavs.
Okay. Speaking of upsets, Conor McGregor gets put to sleep. Put to sleep.
Okay.
Out. He taps.
I mean,
Mark was rooting for this guy.
Look, I like the guy. I like his attitude. I like his savage mentality. I felt like he was just like, undefeated. He had that fight, that fierceness in him, that dog. You know what I'm saying? I really like. I mean, people don't like him because the way he acts and maybe he's a little showboaty. And he's pretty much that guy that gets rowdy in interviews and stuff like that. And people can't even talk to the guy without him wanting to confront them or argue. There's almost a fight at every one of his press conferences or meetings with his opponents. But I still feel as though he's a great fighter. Now, maybe he, moved up a weight class and got too, cocky and was like, I can take on the world, so let me move up a weight class and show the world what I'm about. And then he got shut up. So
yeah, I think, we watched the fight. It seemed like early in the match he was in control. You know what I'm saying? He clearly was able to be up there with him, like with Diaz. He clearly was
showing blood. He was drawing blood.
Yeah, he was drawing blood. He was getting great shots in. When they were standing up, McGregor was in control. But Diaz caught him a few times, and it only takes one hit.
Definitely.
And have
you could tell once he got that one hit.
He was like, oh.
Yeah, he was woozy. He was like, this kid came to play.
With that being said, is he humbled?
Oh, humble pie was served. Hot and ready. I mean, you could tell in his post-match interview, he was, talking all quiet and very humble, very respectful, giving a lot of praise to Diaz. What I do find corny is all of McGregor's enemies are now coming out the woodworks like, oh, you're
a fraud.
Yeah, you're a punk, whatever. Some explicit words were used. As if they beat him. Even McGregor said, you celebrating another man's win.
Right.
Like when you fought him, you got knocked out. So I mean, don't come at him now.
It's a different fight. It's not you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? How would you do against Diaz? You know what I'm saying? How you got beat by the person that you're bragging on. So what does that make you?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make you any
celebrating another man's win is corny.
It's
the next segment that we're going to get into is We Don't Believe. So, this will be about some players or teams that we just don't believe in. Like, they can fool you, they can look good for a few games or whatever. But when we just sit back and, when it's time to really be great, we just don't believe in it. So, the first victim on the Mark and Mir show is the Miami Dolphins.
Oh,
I have to start this because the Miami Dolphins, they are what the Redskins used to be. They're out there just forking out a bunch of money, just trying to win the offseason. And I personally feel like you can't build a team like that. Traditional way you build a team is through the draft. So they trade for Kiko Alonso and Byron Maxwell. And they both have heavy contracts, if I believe so, especially Maxwell. He's being paid as a number one corner, top corner, and I don't believe he has those skills. As far as the playoffs for the Dolphins, I just think it'll be another 7-9, 6-10, 8-8 at best year for them.
Definitely don't believe and playoff hopes for the Dolphins. I think they have a very explosive offense. Defensively, I mean, you have a good linebacker coming in with Kiko Alonso, but Byron Maxwell is not really, you go from Brent Grimes, giving you years that he did, Pro Bowler, to getting a cornerback like Byron Maxwell. I don't think he's going to make much difference in the secondary. I feel like the defense is the weak point of the Dolphins, and they will not make it to the playoffs, and I see them winning 7 games.
We don't believe. All right, rapid questions. So we're going to ask each other 2 questions each, 30 seconds on the clock. So let's see how this goes. All right, do you think the Warriors will win 73 games this year?
No.
Don't think so.
I think they will win 69 games.
Okay.
I don't think they're getting to 70.
Okay.
Do you think Eli Manning will finish his career with more Super Bowls than his brother Peyton?
I don't see Eli winning another championship. I just think he's played so bad these past few seasons. He's had terrible regular seasons. For some reason, once he gets in the playoffs, it's like something goes off in his head that he just goes crazy. But I don't think he'll even make the playoffs again in his career. Do you think McGregor made a mistake having to gain 20 pounds in 2 weeks to fight this fight last week?
I don't think it was a mistake because I feel as though if you think you're a great, fighter, player, anything like that professionally, and you can take on anybody, you know your own strength, you know your power and stuff like that. I don't think it was a mistake. I think he did it because he thought he could win. Mm-hmm. So why not take that fight on? You know what I'm saying? To better yourself as a fighter. Where do you think RG3 is going to land next year?
Again, I think I want him personally to go to LA. I think that'll be a sweet hookup. You know what I'm saying? LA with RG3. I mean, with Todd Gurley the third. I mean, it's just TG3 and RG3 in the backfield. That's nice. I do think the Texans will make a push for him. Watch out for that.
Most definitely.
Okay.
24 carats of gold. Allow me to open up your mind and mojo. Hard time, they mold it.
This segment is called Gold or Mold. So it's basically like real or fake. Do we believe in this? Like it's 100% gold, or is it mold? Is it whack? Is it terrible? Okay. So first, we'll talk about D'Angelo Russell. This man has been going off his last 5 games, 22 points, including a big game against Brooklyn where he had ice in his veins after hitting a big 3-pointer at the end. Is he gold or is he mold?
I think he's gold. The kid's playing great basketball. I mean, I'll give him his props. He started out slow, but he got his feel for the league. You know what I'm saying? And now these past 5 games, if he keeps up the way he's playing, he'll be great the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? And into next season. You know what I'm saying? I think the kid's gonna grind.
He's 19.
He's young.
He's
young.
a baby.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll definitely give him gold. I'm not gonna go and say he's mold because he is definitely playing basketball for the Lakers right now.
I think they give him more freedom on the court. I mean, let him play ball. He's a young player, and the Lakers aren't really going anywhere this year. So I say let him run wild, let him make his mistakes, and let him improve from there. So I think he's gold also. I believe in the dude. I think he's going to be a superstar.
Definitely gold in LA.
So the next one we're going to be talking about is Brock Osweiler. So he's asking for big quarterback money, and I believe he's going to hit the open market. I guess he's not feeling what Denver's offering him. So what do you think about him?
I definitely think the kid's moldy, man. He is crazy if he thinks that he should go anywhere else but the Broncos. The guys just won a Super Bowl. The defense is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The offense is a weapon. Oh my God, it's just a household of weapons in that offense. Being a quarterback, if I see kids like Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders
right.
and even C.J. Anderson and
he played well.
Their whole offense surrounding that young.
Just that defense alone.
You're right. You have a defense that's going to provide for you when you're off the field, and they can score.
Yeah.
They'll score for you. I mean, they'll score.
You saw what Von Miller did in the Super Bowl.
Right.
He went out and they took the ball and they wanted to score.
You have a Super Bowl defensive MVP, but you want to go somewhere else.
See, the reason why I think this guy is moldy, you can already tell that he has a little bit of selfishness. He wants to get paid the big bucks when he hasn't necessarily earned it. with his play. He came in for Peyton Manning during the season, but I don't really think he blew anyone's mind. I think he should be grateful for his opportunity in Denver rather than going out and, testing. I have no problem with him testing the market, but if he doesn't go back to Denver, I'm going to have to question his logic, his thinking. I think this kid is mold. I think he's kind of crazy if he thinks he should get paid more than like Matthew Stafford or Alex Smith, guys who
He hasn't proved himself yet.
he hasn't. I think he's sort of in the same situation that Kirk Cousins was in. Well, Kirk played more and he put up better statistics. So even that's more for Brock to be a little more humble. Go out there and prove yourself, sign a deal. And I'm sure, I would think that him seeing Peyton Manning lead them to a Super Bowl with that defense, that he would think, oh, I can do this. Peyton Manning, he wasn't in his best condition.
It's a maturity thing. He's acting like a kid.
Yeah.
He needs to grow up.
I
want to give a salute to Peyton Manning for his retirement. He gave some great numbers in Indy, gave some great numbers for the Broncos. I was very happy with his move from Indy to Denver and being under John Elway and playing for him and whatnot. I think he gave his all. He got his Super Bowls. He won the Super Bowl this year, beat out the team that everybody thought was just going to have the perfect season, and things like that. And he did look a little rusty in the Super Bowl with some of his passes and some of his throws. So I think going out this way with a Super Bowl win and retiring with the team that he had around him was good for him. You left it all on the field. Peyton Manning, I congratulate you.
It's well noted by friends and family that I'm not the biggest Peyton Manning fan, but I gotta salute him. Gotta salute him for what he's done for the league. I mean, you could just look at the numbers. He's an all-time leader in a lot of passing statistics. So you got to give this man due. One of the smartest quarterbacks that's ever came. Only gripe I've had with him is his playoff, record. But
he's a mentor. He's a mentor to the league, mentor to a lot of quarterbacks. He's very successful with his quarterback factories. Yeah, commercials, his endorsements.
He's a great ambassador for the game. So, I mean, it's going to be sad. It's going to be weird that Peyton Manning isn't in the league anymore. Him and Tom Brady won't play against each other ever again.
Right. And that was a great rivalry.
But I'm sure that we're going to see Peyton Manning all over our TV screens. That won't change just because
you might see him as an NFL analyst,
He might be a GM like John Elway is.
Yeah, you never know. Coach, anything, what I'm saying? He's a smart guy. I feel like football isn't going to die for this man. And I definitely salute him again. Another one.
Well, thank you for joining us for our first episode of the Mark and Mir Show. I think that went all right.
This was great.
Thank
you for having us. Thank you for tuning in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Boogity, boogity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode of the Mark and Mir Show. I'm Jameer Wilson.
Mark Davis. Wait, running back.
Guidance.
And, we got y'all coming to you live from Salisbury, Maryland. Well, we're not live, but we're recording live. We're recording. All right, here we go. Maybe they overestimated.
Peyton Manning, I congratulate you on your quarterback.
He retired.
You never know. He might end up doing something with the NFL. He might.